Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, has confirmed that another unidentified object has been shot down over North American airspace. He claimed that the most recent object, which was shot down over Yukon in northwest Canada, violated Canadian airspace. The object, which Mr. Trudeau claims was shot down by a US F-22 fighter jet, was the subject of a scramble of both Canadian and US aircraft. It is the third object to have been shot down over North America in the previous week. Last weekend, American forces shot down a Chinese balloon, and on Friday, a small car-sized unidentified object was shot down off Alaska. On Saturday, Mr. Trudeau announced that he had given the order and spoken with U.S. Vice President Joe Biden. On Twitter, he wrote, "Canadian forces will now recover and analyze the object's wreckage." According to Defense Minister Anita Anand, the most recent unidentified object was intercepted on Saturday at approximately 15:41 local time while flying over central Yukon at a height of about 40,000 feet, 12,000 meters. She called it small and cylindrical, but added that recovery efforts are still ongoing in order to learn more. The U.S. border, according to Ms. Anand, it was taken out about 100 miles away and it posed a reasonable threat to civil aviation. She referred to the enormous Chinese suspected spy balloon that measured 200 feet, 60 meters, tall and said it appears to be smaller than the one shot down off the coast of South Carolina last Saturday. The North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD, which manages air defense for the U.S. and Canada and led the mission, received praise from Prime Minister Trudeau earlier on Twitter. The White House claimed that the object had been tracked and watched over the last 24 hours. President Biden and Prime Minister Trudeau authorized its removal out of an abundance of caution and at the recommendation of their militaries, it stated. The leaders talked about how crucial it was to find the object in order to learn more about its function or origin. More information about the mission to shoot down the object was provided by the U.S. Department of Defense, who confirmed that two F-22 jets took off from a military base in Anchorage, Alaska, and the object was subsequently destroyed by an AIM-9X missile. The FBI will also work closely with Canadian police, according to Pentagon Press Secretary Brigadier General Pat Ryder. Separately, the U.S. military scrambled fighter jets over Montana on Saturday due to the closure of some airspace, but it turned out to be a radar anomaly and nothing unusual was discovered. Just a week prior to the latest object's appearance over North America, the U.S. also destroyed a suspected Chinese spy balloon. On U.S. President Biden's orders, another unidentified object was located and shot down over Alaska on Friday. The military said in a brief statement that search and recovery operations for Friday's object were still being carried out on sea ice by U.S. troops, including members of the Alaska National Guard. It acknowledged that it did not know more about the capabilities, function, or origin of the object, but it did confirm that the FBI is assisting in its recovery close to the Alaskan town of Deadhorse. According to the statement, Arctic weather conditions, including wind chill, snow, and limited daylight, are a factor in this operation, and personnel will adjust recovery operations to maintain safety. The statement also stated that the rescue operation will continue as long as the weather permits. Defense officials informed the U.S. media over the weekend that the Chinese balloon's debris had landed in shallower water than they had anticipated, 47 feet, 14 meters, of water, close to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The balloon, which first flew over U.S. territory on January 28, has been denied being a spying device by China, which claims it was a weather device that got out of control. The balloon incident has strained U.S.-China relations, leading Secretary of State Antony Blinken to postpone a trip to Beijing. The U.S., however, claimed that the balloon is a part of a fleet of surveillance balloons that have flown over 5 continents. Chinese officials charged the U.S. with political manipulation and hype on Friday. President Biden defended his handling of the Chinese balloon in an interview on Thursday, insisting that it wasn't a major breach.